Here we go again, you think by now I know better. Locked in my head, romanticizing forever. Last love I found, knees met the ground and all my roses died. Swore I was through, but looking at you, I think I changed my mind. Yeah, let's fall in love for the fun of it. Dive in at first and all of it. Oh, what a rush, looking into your eyes, playing it off like it's different this time. Let's break our own hearts for the fun of it. One look and I'm dying to run the risk. I'll live in your head for the rest of your life. Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? My God, don't we look good together? I should be running away, but so what, whatever. Oh, last love I found, knees met the ground and all my roses died. Swore I was through, but looking at you, I think I changed my mind. Yeah, let's fall in love for the fun of it. Dive in at first and all of it. Oh, what a rush, looking into your eyes, playing it off like it's different this time. Let's break our own hearts for the fun of it. One look and I'm dying to run the risk. I'll live in your head for the rest of your life. Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? Oh, won't you be my hopeless Valentine? Oh, won't you be my
How fancy am I? I did a little screen. I wanted to have that kind of separation between the beginning and then. And hey everyone, it's Cathy Zilski. Welcome back to my channel and my weekly live stream. Cathy Makes a Card live. Today I'm going to create a card live. I'm so happy to see so many of you popping in here to the chat. So many of the usual suspects, and also it's great to see any new people joining as well. So I'm going to be talking a little bit today about color and design, and I've been trying to work more of that into all of my card videos because I started to think about, I don't have every technique under the sun. I'm not going to teach you how to perfectly watercolor. I'm probably not going to teach you how to do crazy resist and this and that, and I'm not necessarily a technique maven, although I do enjoy trying them, right? But I do know design. And I know enough about color to be dangerous, and that's what I want for all of you. So, because there's nothing better than a bunch of dangerous crafters walking around with a little color theory and a little design theory. You know what I mean? Okay. Before we get started, though, I wanted to share something with you that I think you guys know about. Like, I didn't know about this until a couple of weeks ago. And when I'm feeling stressed or I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll tell you what. I just watched the Eagles. And no, I'm not talking about the band. This is the live feed right now. Look at the chicks. Oh, new blog is not live? Okay, I'm gonna post it. But I just want you all to look at those chicks for a minute while I make sure that my blog post is live. Because you know what? It's pretty great to have the chicks. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty great. I've been watching them a lot lately, and you know what? It's a good thing. So I just wanted to point that out, that if you're ever stressed, just go watch the chicks, see what they're doing. You know what I mean? The Eagles. Let me make this live. I'm not sure. I think I set it for 12 p.m. today. Save? 12 p.m.? Isn't that today? It's published. I think it's live now. Beth, can you let me know if it shows up, and we will go back to the blog and cathyzilski.com. There it is. Okay. Okay. We're good. Anywho, I'm gonna move on. Yes, Karen, Laura was traveling for hockey, and we did not get together. There was talk of French fries, but it didn't happen, and it's going to happen. I promise you, it's going to happen. It didn't happen this time. But Laura and I were in contact today. She's actually getting her hair done right now, and I sent her a song. So we're cooking up some good things. But let's jump into the project today and get talking about the design and the color. We're going to start with color. Now, I'm going to use some new products from Gina K Designs' latest card kit. I don't know how many of you watched Gina last night. By the way, she will be, I know some of you are going to have to leave this live because she's doing her meet and greet for Scrapbook and Cards today, the event that we are teaching at this weekend. But yes, someone, Rita just noticed my little potato. I got this from my friend Andy for my birthday, and it just brings me more joy than anything I could possibly, my little potato, he sits right under my main computer, and I look at it every time I go to work. But I did want to give a big shout out to Gina K because she just hit 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. And that's a really, really big deal to get that far, to be working as long as she has. She's been doing this for 16 years. You know, I joined YouTube. I started sharing cards in 2017. I'm a baby compared to Gina, and I've learned a lot from her. I owe a lot to her. Just her style of teaching really inspired me in the beginning. And, you know, the fact that she went live made me think, you know what, maybe starting during the pandemic, maybe I could go live too. And now I'm pretty comfortable going live every week, and it's because of her. And so I'm grateful. I'm super grateful. Anyway, welcome everyone. Good to see my friend Amy here because she remembered. You remembered. Oh, Canada. Okay, so we're going to start out by talking about color. And I don't know if it's a challenge for you. A lot of the times I stick with the same palettes. Just do, because it's just easy, and I just like them, and that's okay. You don't have to mix up all the things all the time. But if you ever are like, you know what, I get stuck, I want to do something. I want to do something different. That's where we have our color wheel. Now, I just got this little baby one. I do have it linked. It is sold out, this small one. I have a big one too. I love the big one. The big one is, well, I'll show you. Let's knock everything over, Cap. The big one is big. So Mama had a baby and its head popped off. You remember that with dandelions? That's what we used to do for fun in the 70s. We just sang that song over and over. This is what we're using today, and this is the small one. The reverse sides, you can also use them, but I like this one. I actually ordered this because I had seen a video by my friend Yana Smakula. I loved this color wheel, and I think it's just a great one to work with. So they are sold out. They're really affordable too. But if you want one and you go to the link, just click notify me, because when they start to get notified and notified and notified, I think it says it's a hot item, and then they're more likely to be able to get it in sooner. I can't back that up, but that's kind of my guess. So today, when I was picking colors, I thought I would talk today a little bit about split complementary. And it's really hard to say. Split complementary on a color wheel. Let's first talk about complementary. So complementary colors are directly across one another on the color wheel. They have really high contrast. They're going to look bolder. They bring out the best in each color. But a split complementary, you start on one side of the wheel and you jump. Well, no, let's go here. You start here and you split either side of the color's complement. And that's what I'm going to do today. So what I've got here is I've got my green, which is going to be my stems, right? And when I jump and split the complement, we have red and violet. Now, here's the cool thing. Let's rotate this around. Hello, Jennifer. Are you not pilots today? Let's turn it like this. So when you look at the complements here, in red, when you add white to a true color, you're going to get a tint. And that tint is where all the pinks come into play. Same thing over here. When you add white to a full color, here we have violet, you're going to get a lavender. I guess I could have gone like that so it's easier to see. So I have my lovely lavender, and I have my innocent pink. That is very different than being passionate. Myself, I'm very innocent. I think that's obvious. Okay, so that is what a split complement does. It goes here and it splits either side of that main complement. Ergo, split complementary. So all I had to do was find the inks. And so that's what I did. I grabbed the colors, and I'm not going to use any extra colors for what I'm going to do today. I just am not. You don't necessarily have to have multiple colors in each family. You can use a lighter or darker hand, depending on how you want that to look. And that's what we're going to do today. Marianne wants to know, is the smaller one eligible? I mean, it's small. I only got the little one. Where did I put the big one? Now I've already lost it. It is a little harder to read. I mean, I have my high-powered readers on. I mean, I can read it. These aren't readers, they're prescription. The bottom is for reading and the top is, but if you have a vision issue, then you know what? Don't. But this I think will look great in pictures. So there's that. Okay. The big one is good too. I don't know if I've linked that one. I know that Simon Says Stamp doesn't carry it right now. I always try to link to craft stores before I link to Amazon. That's a goal for me in the coming year, just because small businesses need our money more than the big corporates. Okay, there you go. I'm getting off track, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with our colors. So I have a fun idea to show you, and then we'll talk about design, because oftentimes what I do when I am, working on designs is I just start making stuff, okay? I just start making stuff before the design really comes into play. Also, I want to thank whoever told me to put parchment paper into my folder. Come on! Because now I can get my large grip mat out so much easier. Okay. Oftentimes, though, when it comes to the design, I sort of just see what happens after I have my elements. That happens a lot. I mean, I'm not a sketcher. I don't sketch. If I could, I would, but when I do, you know what I mean? Well, let's see. I've got another question here. And also, I want to say hi to Beth and Emma. They are my moderators today. Thank you for being here, ladies. You are awesome, and I appreciate you. And sometimes they will answer the questions for me or put links that you might need. But Jennifer is asking, do I keep it at the same color level? No, you do not have to stay at that same level. Where's my... Oh boy, things are flying. No, you don't have to, like if I'm using this light, where's the split complement? If I'm using a pink, I could actually go down and use this is the shade where you add black, or a tone where you add gray. That's just how they talk about color. You don't have to all be light and all dark at the same time. You can mix up the tone and shade because they're still going to work. They're still going to work as colors together. So good question. And again, I'm not the what do you call it? The expert on color. And I'll tell you why. I am traditionally, I'm going to lift this for a second. I'm traditionally conservative with color. And I have always been that way in my work as a graphic designer. It wasn't until I started making cards that I started to experiment more with color. Catherine asks, is parchment paper like baking paper? Yeah, I think it is. I think you could even use probably not wax paper. Yeah, Catherine, I think that it is. All right, in Gina's kit, there are stencils for coloring these images. Now, this is one of the stamp sets from the kits. This is called Floral Friendship. Very, very cute. Last night, Gina did foiling. She has polyglaze with these designs and made really beautiful, funky card. I was in here watching Gina working on cards for the next release, and well, it was just a good time. A good time was had by all. So I will start here by adding color to my blooms, and we're going to start. This is actually pretty easy to line up to. I like the stencils that are, is my head getting in the way? I like the stencils that are simple and easy to, that they don't have a million layers. This is so much easier for me. But just give me a second while I look and line up. All right. Oh, I slipped. Okay, let's do that again. Okay. Oh, Cathy, you're just fine. You're just fine. My potato says I'm fine. I'm fine. Just moving, looking, and stick. That's why I like the grippy mat, right? Because it lets you stick it in place. And I'm going to flip this. Got my little ink stand here. And I'm going to move something over here so that I have things ready. I need some Post-it notes just because I'm going to mask off a little. Okay, I'm going to do that. And this is going to be die cut, so if I go outside of the lines, no big deal. Today, I'm going to be using Gina's little brushes, the new mini blenders. I just have the one set. I actually keep them in one of my hexagon things from Glassboard Studio that you can kind of take apart and do the things. But I love these brushes. They're small, but they're big enough to do something like this. And so this is my one for pink. I have found them to be delightful. I like the length. I like the width of them. I just think this is very nice. And now I'm going to start with my color. So I'm going to split. One bloom is going to be in the pink and one is going to be in the purple. So we're going to get two. All right. I'm going to load up this brush. I know that Innocent Pink is pretty light, but I'm still going to start off a little. And we're just going to swirl it on. Oh, I guess my head does go out of the frame. That's because I have to look at it sideways. And that's all right. You're just looking at my hair. I did get my hair cut, by the way. Yeah, but it's very greasy and very pinned up right now because that's just how we roll. But here, what I'm trying to do is just create a little darker in the bottom, a little lighter at the top. Now, as a card maker, and that is what I do now, it took me a while to get better at this. And I'm not going to say good because I'm not perfect at it, right? I do what I do. But I tell you, especially if you're newer to card making, when I first started, I thought I would never be able to ink blend to save my life. Thank you, Paul Tina. I appreciate that. I'll remind my husband that people like me. Sometimes I think I'm annoying, but aren't we all? It took some time, but I got better. And you will get better. You will get better. I promise. You just got to practice. And the beautiful thing is, it's just paper. Paper. Now, I may be no Laura Basson, but I don't think many of us are. You know what I mean? She's out there. She's in another little, All right. So that's how we're getting in. I'm going to come in a tiny bit more just so you can really see that. Well, I don't know if it makes that much of a difference, but that's the first part of the bloom. I've done this a very specific way, light or darker at the bottom, lighter at the top. So that's with one ink color. I'm going to pick this up and we're going to use the other part of this to do it. But I'm going to clean this really quick in between. The reason I do this isn't just because I'm a neatnik. It's because I get ink on things and then I have to start over. All right, we're just going to put a little there. All right. The alcohol, of course. Oh, Gina. Let's all give Gina a round of applause. Where's that sound effect? Where is it? Gina. Congratulations, Gina, on 200,000. I know you have a thing this afternoon for scrapbooking cards today, but seeing your delightful face is beautiful. And I was just talking about how nice these brushes are for like bigger things, not just little things. Okay. And so now we come in for this part. No, I'm not lined up with the right one. Give me a second here. I'm looking. There we go. I had this. Wait a second. Did I flip it? Yeah, I did. Okay. So now we're gonna wait. I know what I'm doing. I'm a highly trained professional. There we go. All right. I was upside down and then I flipped it. So now we're just going to add more to this. And I will seal this down. And also, I'll be sure, unless you didn't see it, I'll put the link to Gina's video where she used the polyglaze version of this. It is fun to have that because you get this beautiful shine that you get from foil, and it's just very cool. All right, but you can emboss too with gold. But I just really wanted to go with this black ink look, and you'll see why. It's going to be cool. So now I'm actually going to try to go a little darker on these petals. So I'm going to put a little more pressure in, not a ton, but just to build it up. So these ones come looking a little darker. And that's how you can take one color and just kind of make your bloom in a couple layers seem like you have more than one ink. You can also use layering inks together. There's a whole trio of carnation inks that I have used a ton. But I just wanted to stick with this really simple palette. I think that Innocent Pink is a really great example of what red looks like when you add white to it, because it's a warm color as opposed to a cool color. And oh, I think I just went, well, that's all right. It doesn't really matter. All right, so that is layer 2. Okay. And see how it gives like more dimension just by going a little deeper. So that's the first color of our triad, split triadic, sorry. I mean, we're using 3 colors, but so I'm going to get that cleaned up and we're going to move on to the next bloom. And now I'll move on to Lovely Lavender. And again, you can use more inks, obviously, to create depth and dimension, but I'm sticking with a limited number of colors. All right, and that's another thing. I posted I posted a question it's in the chat about what is your biggest challenge. And I'm always curious, to know what people struggle with when they're making a card. Is it color? Is it the design? Is it simply, I have so many products, where do I start? I just saw Kay's question. Gina's doing a meet and greet for scrapbooking cards today, the card making event. So if you are registered for the card making event, today is her meet and greet. I am doing one on Thursday night, but yeah, anyway, I just lost my train of thought. Let's move back to the lavender. All right, there we go. Gina's inks are the first inks that I ever got because Gina was very kind and she sent me her inks. And I, at the time, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with them because I wasn't a card maker yet. All I knew was that you could stamp things, and I didn't know anything about ink blending. I didn't know nothing. Now look at me. I'm just a veritable font of information. Okay. So see how we're getting that same kind of look? Darker at the bottom. These are just really nice for that level of, they're not too small and they're not too big, but they're small enough. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so again, I want that glowy look on these petals. And then we're going to try to go darker on the others. I just think this is one of my favorite purple colors, but see how delicate that is? And wait until you see how they go together. Gina, thank you for one of the people who didn't know I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, which one did I just use? Now you're there. And then we go here. I got to slide it up. It makes sense once you start putting it all together, and then the last part is over there. Okay, we're gonna press you down. Okay. And I don't think I need to mask on this. Now I am going to go similar here, okay? I'm going to go similar. Same idea, darker at the base. And actually, I did just re-ink my Lovely Lavender. It was very dry, so I like that because now I really can saturate it. Let's make this one darker too. The thing that I love about stencils is that they just make it easy to make pretty things, and I really like that. I really love this about having stencils and the brushes and just being able to create something that just looks lovely. So it's pretty good. Now, I'm going to lift this up. Jewels, not tools. Okay. And then the last piece is going to come right in here. And we'll add this color. But I might need to slide you guys out of the way. There we go. There we go. And sometimes I wish I had a bigger table. Don't we all? Oh, okay. The lavender, Janice, this is lovely lavender. And it's a really lovely color. It's properly named. Now, the beautiful thing is too, because I left my stamp in place, I'm going to be able to stamp this again to kind of make the black really pop. But I think I'm going to stamp the greeting in between that, and I'll tell you why. I want to give they're dye inks, they're water-based inks. They do dry really quickly, but you do need to be mindful of stamping right away onto something. You don't want to get feathering, at least I certainly don't. But see how just a little tap here and swirl, you're just building. You can always build up color. It's harder to take it away, you know? A bigger table might mean, I mean, it could, you know, I have a closet in this room, and Dan and I are getting ready to do the Great Closet Swap of 2025. That looks really good. And when we do that, there we go. See how it has a little bit darker there, and it's just so pretty. When we switch the closets, I'm going to get rid of all the junk of his that's in there. And that's fine. We are married. We need to share, but then I can have more room in that closet. And I think I'm going to put another calyx unit back there just for stamp and die storage. I really don't have much room, and that's why I have to go through stuff quite frequently. And as you all know, I work now in the craft industry, so I get a lot of products, which is awesome. But it also means I have to get more creative with my storage. Okay. So I need to bring in my greens now, and those are here. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing with this. So again, we're spending time with our stenciling, and then we're going to be working on the design aspect. But you gotta get the stenciling in first. I like how these leaves line up that one. Get that in there. Come on. I like how they're split, so you can get a little extra tone in there. Nope. Don't slide. Come on now, Cathy. You can do it. Doot, 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 doot. All right, let's add the green. So here we have Jelly Bean Green. And yes, if you go watch Gina for her thing, you're not going to hurt my feelings. You can come back and check how this ends later. Because if you're a student at the weekend event, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to bring in Jelly Bean Green. And again, I'm going to say, trying to go a little darker at the base and up, a little darker at the base and up, you know, just for as much two-toning as I can get with a single thing. Speaking of calyx units, I really do think, I don't know who it was. Was it Amy Savvy? Were you the one that told me to bust everything out of my closet and just think of it over? Someone told me that. I don't think it was you though, Amy. I think it was someone who's an interior decorator actually gave me a great tip for putting some calyx units in there. But there's room. It's an entire closet that runs the back of the length of my office. And my office itself is 8.5 feet by 11 feet, like a perfect piece of paper. There's more potential there. Okay, Amy's like, it wasn't me. Okay, Shaggy. Is that a Shaggy song? Do you know what I'm saying? Am I dating myself? Okay, now I need to do just a few more leaves here. Let's get these guys. Is that Shaggy? Yeah. I wish I had good organizing ideas. You know, I mean, I think some of us are natural organizers, and I think some of us are not. I'm a little of both. Sometimes I'm pretty natural at it, and sometimes I'm not. The thing is, and I'm not just saying this to make you feel better, but if you saw my house, I mean, there's just some things, there's some areas in our house that are embarrassingly hoarder-like. I'm like, and it's not just Dan. Sometimes it's me. I don't know. There could be better organization, but downstairs we're working to keep it really nice and clean. But if you step into my hallway, it's like, what are you doing here? Are you moving? It's just terrible. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. See how pretty that is? Simple, simple, simple. Now I am talking. I should focus on crafting. And actually, while I'm here, I should have, you know what I would really like to do? And yes, Tracy, don't look in my closet. It's horrible. I would like to give away so much of what we have because we don't need it. And we can't take it with us. So I'm starting to look ahead, like when I go into my attic and I'm like, honey, we don't need 70,000 copies of National Geographic. But one of the things that you find out when you're in a long-term relationship, apparently you have to compromise. It just sucks. Okay, I'm gonna do my greenery. I'm only doing a very simple amount today of the this and that, but let's get you lined up. Good, that looks good. And we'll add this color, and then we're gonna set this aside just for a second and do our greeting, okay? But yeah, we're trying. I mean, it's hard. My husband wants to redo our garage. And if he does, there's a reason it needs to be done. Number one, I'm not even going to talk about the fact that it locks 50% of the time, but our driveway looks like a small earthquake came through, and it does need work, but we can't just replace the concrete because we've had many people come out and say, listen, it's the garage, it's the whole thing. Do you know how unsexy a detached garage is for a home project? It's like getting a new water heater, but way more expensive. So I'm not looking forward to it, but we'll see. Okay, that looks good. I'm a little off, but I think it's gonna work for what we are doing today. Okay, so before I move on to this and stamp those, I am gonna stamp my greeting and just let this ink breathe for a bit. Just let it breathe. You know, Roberta, I just read your comment. Yeah, I think for me, having less things, it feels so freeing. When I moved to Minnesota, oh, this is great. When I moved to Minnesota in 1990, oh yes, wait, please do not donate your. I shouldn't donate them to my public library? But I could. Or do you mean do donate them? Do not? I have many. My husband will never get rid of them. But I lost my train. Oh, when I moved here, I sold a camera. I think I've told this story before, but bear with me. It's a good one. I had an old Nikon F3 with a beautiful lens, and it was my camera, and it was beautiful, and I paid $1,600 for it in 1989. I worked full time. I had a job, so I probably paid it. I paid it off in installments to this guy. Anyway, long story short, I meet down. I'm going to move to Minnesota, and I need to move my things. So I sold my camera to basically be able to move. And I paid $800 to buy a corner of a moving truck to have my stuff brought up. So the only things that I really brought to this union were boxes. Oh, they don't want them. Okay, Michelle, good to know. My husband's not giving them away. Anyway, so the only thing I have to show for it, I have nothing left to show for it. I moved a stupid table, a mattress. I was just like I brought, my point is I brought nothing. I came as a minimalist, and now all these years later, I've turned into something much more than that. So I am going to stamp Hello Sweet Friend, and I'm only going to do this in black ink. I don't want to overshoot what I'm trying to do today. So we're going to do this. And, oh, Christine Williams, yes, you can. You sure can do that. Wait, Christine, are you the Christine that sent me my cool card? I think you are. I showed it in my Instagram story yesterday. I just tagged you at your name, but I kind of recognize your picture. Dude, that was so cool. Okay. Anyway, I'm very digressive today. All right, let's ink this up. We're gonna do it. I did bring my mixtapes, Dory, and thank you for pointing that out. Today I just want simple black ink. Well, you know. Yes, Christine, I got to show you guys if you haven't seen it. I'm getting it. Okay, this is so cool. Okay, Christine, who's in the chat, she's X Teeny Weeny on Instagram, sent me this card. It's big. It's like a, 5x7. There's a new word in fashion, and when you open it up, boop, jewels, not tools. I don't like singling people out because I get so many great cards, but I have this on a shelf of honor because I just think the graphic design in this is super, super rad. And she used old Life magazine for that. So I love it. I think it's super cool. All right, let's stamp this again. I want this to be nice and inky. I like to use my cube for this, but I'm not going to squish. I'm just going to tap it down a few times. I learned that from Gina, which is a great thing. And let's just make sure this is super inky. Now I'll be able to stamp this again. I have 2 Misties going today, which you will see in just a second. I don't think I need to do this again, but all right. Boom. Now, I just realized I forgot I need to do a little prep for something, but that's okay. We have time. Now, let's get the other Misty, which has my stamp in it. I've been getting better at doing this. When you have a layered stencil that has more overlap that you're ink blending over, it's a good idea to keep your jewels, not tools. Look at me, I'm just digging. To keep your stamp in there, because then you can stamp it again. I just kept this. I had this overnight, so I don't know what to do with you. So now all I have to do is get this right back into place. And because I've just given my inks a second to set, I had done a sample because I do prep for these sometimes. Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. And on my sample that I was playing with, it feathered a little because I did it right after. Thanks so much for joining me today. No. Sorry. I just hit the wrong. Are we still live? Oh my gosh. I was going to move the ink pad and I hit the end live stream. Oh, that was close. Okay, so now we're going to take our bigger black onyx and just ink that up. Get it nicely re-inked. Sorry about that. She's a hot mess, that one. Okay, then we'll bring it down. I think I'm going to need to do this a couple of times, but you'll see. Watch how much more this comes alive with that little extra, right? Oh, I think it looks really good. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. So this just brings those lines back, and this will dry very quickly. And I'm sorry about that. Whew. Okay. Now, before I cut this, I know it's like, sorry, everyone. Good Lord. Nope. Yeah, I just wanted to know if you're still there. Okay. Let me know if I should keep going. Oh my gosh. All right, there we go. Okay. Putting that there, and that's there. Now I can take these off because we're not doing this again, but we're going to do a panel. And I think this is going to be very cool. And I say that, oh, yep, there went that thing. Because I've done it once and it was pretty cool. So we're going to get another piece of cardstock. I will put you back in here. Oh, am I big fun? I don't know. Again, sometimes people think I'm annoying. And that's okay. You cannot be everyone's cup of tea, 100%. Okay. Let me grab a piece of cardstock. Okay. I'm going to cut you like that. So here's, I got a super chat. Thank you. I don't know how much that is, but that is a lot. What? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. We're going to get inky and we're going to make a panel. Now this panel, you know what? I need a paper cutter. Hold on here. And also, I will tell you this. I will update the supplies after I'm done. Sometimes I grab different things and I don't exactly know what I'm doing. That's 4 1/4. I want this to be 5 1/2. That way I can see better. I like this trimmer. It's a different size than my mini, and I've been using both, and I keep it underneath on a little shelf that I have. But I want to create a little panel to ground some elements. And this is that panel. And what I'm going to do today, oh, I should have kept the paper trimmer out. I'm going to use some masking magic. Oh yeah, there's no polish here. I mean, there's polish here. Can I also point out that my manicure is way in need of being done. There's a lot of grow out, but I am waiting because I am teaching this weekend for Scrapbook and Cards Today magazines. I teach for Concord and Ninth, and I want my, well, thank you, Helly. That's so nice. Thank you for that info, because I don't know all these things. But I'm going to take a piece of masking magic and create a little mask. Now, this might seem like I'm using more than I need to use. Thank you. Woohoo! Target audience. That's great. I'm going to take, I don't know, probably about 1.5 inches. I want to make sure here that I have enough masked area. And you'll see what I'm doing here in a minute. Yep, that looks good. Masking magic is the best masking material that I've ever used. I love it. I hoard it, and then I buy more, and then I remind myself not to hoard it. But that's a commercial, because it is good stuff. It never tears the paper. It always kind of does what I need it to do. And what I need it to do today is I am going to create a band of color. I probably didn't need to use this much, but that's all I want. I want a band that goes across the center. Sometimes I think when you have a simple card, it can be nice to have an element, a design element that allows something to feel grounded. You know how you can ink blend a little glowy circle behind something? That also does a grounding effect. But I think I just want to go here. And the nice thing is you don't even need any kind of mat, because you can just stick your masking magic down and just give that a nice seal. It's good to go. I am going to need to have my ink stand back. Where did I put it? Also, there is something coming. There's a new release coming tomorrow from Simon Says Stamp. I have one stamp set. And I have a video that I will be posting tomorrow where I'm actually talking about the similar things. It's a card formula video. I had a fun idea and I thought, this is a good formula. I'm going to make a video for it. I do have a new stamp set coming. The dies are not here yet, but I will tell you, the stamp set's really cute. It's a very all basics, very all purpose. And it is a gratitude theme. I can tell you that much. I can't show you anything because we can't reveal until, but that's coming tomorrow. If you're on my newsletter list, I send out my newsletters and everybody gets the info. You can hear it first from me. Okay, so now that this is nicely smooth, and here's the thing, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can do this. You can do this with Post-it notes as well, or even cardstock. But here's the thing. I thought about this. You can also do like double blending, like do a color and then lay a stencil over and blend a pattern on. I thought about doing that, but then I thought, Kathy, just keep it simple. Okay, let's get our pink friend. No, it's this one. Now I can't remember. We're gonna create a blend, and here's the weird thing: these colors will actually work blending into each other. Okay, so I'm gonna start out here on the edge. Now I'm not too worried about a hard line here, because I'm going to trim this down. But I'm just creating a little guy. You know what? I feel like I'm going to need a bigger brush. Hold on. I'm going to grab one. Okay, you and you. Okay, I'm bringing in some bigger brushes because I feel like it's going to take forever to do this. And I really just want to get this done. There we go. There we go. We're just coming in with some pink. These are the big giant brushes from Pink Fresh, and they're kind of cool. They're fluffy, they're big, they're nice for really soft color, and that's why I like them. So that's sort of blending in that way. Then we're going to switch. We're going to come back at it with the lavender. Okay, we'll swipe it on. And I like these because you can give a good swipe and you don't even necessarily have to tap off if you just start off the edge. And we're going to bring this to meet. And what's cool about this is they blend together really well. Now I am going to be putting my flower right in the center, right, once I get that die cut. But it's a surprising blend. These are not colors that I would blend together. This is what a color wheel does for me. It helps me to think differently about colors and make choices. And it mixes up my color for me. And again, I tend to stick with the same things a lot. So part of playing with color is experimenting. And again, if you don't like something that you did, you know what? You don't have to use it. But I think this is really, really pretty. And it's going to look great with these flowers. So that's it. Now you could step this up here as well. You could add a paste here. I thought about that, like a clear shimmer paste. If you just put a solid thing over the top, that would be really cool. I'm not going to do it because, you know, dry time. But yeah, I thought about that. I even thought about, and I'll show you. Where am I going to put you guys? Let me put these back up. Hold on. There you go. There you go. I even thought about adding some shimmer to this with a shimmer pen, and actually I'm really tempted to do it. Have you ever used one of these Nuvo shimmer pens? They're like the Wink of Stella, but for some reason these come in a 2-pack. I don't think I put these in the supplies either. They're nice. And I actually, I'm tempted because here, I'll show you. It's very light. But I'm going to just show you the difference. I've got a sample if this doesn't work. You're going over, it's all still masked. You just kind of swipe it, keep going like that. I think that looks really good. Now, is it going to be perfect? No. Does it have to dry? Yes. It's just a little bit. And if I don't like this, I won't use it. But I'm going to let it sit for just a second. Okay. Yes, Amy, this is such a good one. I like it better than Wink of Stella. I'm sorry, I said it. I stand by it. It is, Christine, it is like a water brush. It's just got, I don't know what's in it. Like it's a shimmer. There's something in it. And as soon as this dries, look at me. It will have a lovely shimmer. But now when I peel and reveal, it's not going to like ooze out, I don't think. Oh, no. That is fantastic. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. Peel and reveal again. Dang, that was a good call. Look at it. Shimmering in the light. So good. Okay, that has to dry though. So let's cut out the things for the card and then we'll talk about our design. Now, I'm just going to use my electric machine here. I have my intercut, but I don't have my plates. They're underneath somewhere. But it's a great machine too. I use this a lot in my lives because I run out of my room to do this. So let's cut some things, shall we? There are coordinating dies that are part of the kit, which is always lovely. And in the kit too, I think you get a magnetic sheet with your stamps. I don't know that. I think so. I never do because I get products advanced. This is just a set one of that I bought, but I think that you do. And now we just have to line it up. Even though this is magnetic, once you start cutting a lot into your mat here, I find that what ends up happening is, oh, that looks good, is it doesn't hold magnetically as well. When they're brand new, it does great. Oh, Gina, I don't know if there's any boops today. I don't have any planned. But I will tell you something. You do get a magnetic board with Gina's kits. Thanks, Meandra. I figured that you did. But here, we'll cut these. All right, just get it lined up as good as I can. I do love that when Gina designs dies, they cut out so much. You know, when I do my stamp sets with words and whatnot, I don't cut out a lot of the innards. That's just how I do it. So I love how this is done because it just feels like a different style to me. Okay, let's get the die cut cam. Where are you? Oh, look, this is where I just stack things. I just put things there, and I'm running out of space. Okay, let's turn it on and run it through. Yep, there we go. Alrighty, coming back around. Now, just lift it up and see. I think this will be great. We're gonna pop you off. Don't bend it, Kathy. The tape really gets pressed in. Oh, and then I have tape underneath. Hold on there. Don't want to rip it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Come on. There we go. And you come out. Oh, so cute. Isn't that pretty? Oh, let's see. Let's see how it looks on there. Oh, so good. So these colors, okay, granted, I am doing a very light, what do you call it? I'm doing tints of those colors, but this is still that color scheme. It's a split triadic or split complementary. Sorry, I need to do multiple things at once, and that's always dangerous for me. Okay, so let's do that. Let's cut the greeting. Tape goes everywhere. You can boop in denial. All right, let's take a little guy here. And also, too, I know Beth and Emma have been sharing this in the chat, but I will be giving this card away to one of you if you would like to enter. I just drew the winner for today. And Joan, I think you're here for last week's card. I sometimes forget until the very last minute, but I think that was you, Joan, that won it last week. So sometimes it takes me a while to get them in the mail, you know, sometimes. Okay, so again, I'm holding this down and we're going to cut this out. And I might cut two, I don't know, we'll see. I didn't do the die cut cam. I figure, you've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. You know what I mean? All right. And I guess I could come out just a little more. It's turning into a bit of a hot mess in here, but all right, can we pop you out? Oh, that looks really nice. I think I will cut one more. Uh-huh. All right. Yes, Joan, it was you. Yay. Okay. I'm going to cut one more. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, gosh. Let's try that again. I didn't have the plates lined up at all. Getting a little fussy there. Oh. Okay. I know. You have to have something to look at. Otherwise, it's just boring. It's just my face looking like, die cut cam. Okay, so there's my little cute greeting. Now we need to get these things off of here. Come on. I need to trim my panel down. So I'm going to use Master Layouts 2. This is probably my most used of Gina's die sets. And in terms of the Master Layout series, it's really all purpose. Because on here, and yes, I am going to mat today in honor of Gina in celebration of her awesome achievements in sound and editing. Like she's getting an Oscar. I am going to have a mat today, and I'm going to use you to help me. So we are going to pick this up. Yeah, the shimmer is so good. I'm really glad I did that because it just adds a little something, something. Okay, you go there and you go there. Now, all I need to do is place layer 1 down, and I think that's exactly where it needs to be. Yeah. So cute. Okay, gonna take my plate, and I might get some shimmer on here, but I can just clean it off, which I do sometimes with a little alcohol. So let's go back to the die cut cam and let's run this through. Oh, the autofocus is, I forgot to set the focus. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now we have our panel, and did any transfer? No, there's no shimmer on there, so it's dry to the touch. And now it has a very sweet, oh, but I think I got a little schmutz on from my plate. But now I have this beautiful shimmering band in that blended color. So let's pick a mat, shall we? We have some choices today. And our choices are, let's get the tape out of there. All right. Now, this is going to get tricky, I know, and I don't want you to be, Marianne, I kind of think that's the way we got to go today. Because I do think if you look at this mat, and if you look at it in black, and then you remember that we have black here, right? I'm going to try to push that down so you can see it better. I'll have to glue it on. And then, of course, we're going to glue these together, and we have our black greeting. I think black is going to be the ticket. I don't even know if we have to actually talk this out, because I just want to show you though, like when you do different color mats, you get a different vibe, right? And the beautiful thing is with Gina's cardstock, and I save all of these, right? I don't get rid of any of these scraps. I mean, it'd be really pretty on lavender, but now that I'm seeing the honor of Gina, we're going to do it in black. Okay. Because, she's a special lady. She is a special lady, though. Gina, every now and then, will share a picture of when she came to Minnesota, because her daughter, at one point in time, was a student here in Minnesota, and Gina and I went out to have lunch together at Punch Pizza, and it was just so fun. She is a good person, kind, generous. I'm grateful that I know her. So Gina, this mat is for you. I'll be sure to tag her on the Instagram. Okay, so let's get it lined up. I have to stand up here. Forgive my head. I don't think my head's going to get in the way today. I think, oh gosh, Gina, how do you do this? It's such a nice, thin mat. I think that looks good. I think that looks really good. Am I pretty good in there? Yeah. Okay, go like that. Now, on here, because I'm a little warpy, because sometimes, and I don't know if this happens to you, but sometimes when I cut with a shim, it makes my paper warp more. I think because it's putting on so much pressure. But this tape, I love Altenews foam tape in general, but this one's nice because it's so thick. You could also use a couple pieces of cardstock. I love foam tape because I just do. The luxuries in life. I have literally no shoes. I mean, I only have a pair of Hoflingers. I wear them out to dinner. It's embarrassing. I don't know. I don't know. I had a shoe, a foot surgery many years ago. I'd like to blame it on having that I don't buy shoes anymore, but that's not true. Shoes aren't really my thing. And that's why I wear slippers everywhere. Okay, so that's going to keep this nice and that. And now, here's the thing. You could go a couple different ways with this. This could go onto, it is good foam tape. You could go on white, which is classic. You could go on lavender, which actually wouldn't, and again, you should see these before you make that call. The lavender's, the inks are great matches. Or you could go with the passionate pink. I don't know. Do we have a feeling on this either way? While you look at that and think about that, I'm going to glue these two together because it could all be really nice. The lavender is really pretty too. Yeah. The inks are great matches. And I do appreciate that. See, Donna, yes, I had, a lot of people are liking lavender. I had a bone spur, And so the surgeon's like, you want to get rid of that so you don't have pain? I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Well, they didn't tell me my big toe would no longer bend. Okay, I should say it bends this way. They said, oh yeah, that's not the problem. When I was in physical therapy, it doesn't flex. And, what are you going to do? I think people like lavender, and we're going to do the lavender. I think Gina would approve. So my toe doesn't flex, and that makes a huge difference in the kinds of shoes you can buy. So I guess no more high-heeled shoes for mama. I never wore them. Okay, lavender for the win. We put these back on the shelf for a rainy day. Okay, let's go ahead. I am going to boot this up. So Gina, fed you Gina, my little friend out there. You're gonna get some boops. Make no mistake. Okay, let's take our lavender and let's come in here. Funny thing is, though, about a foot that doesn't flex anymore, I was still able to do things. I mean, after my foot surgery, it's like, oh, my bursitis is killing me. But after my foot surgery, I was able to run again. I mean, I had a very short adult onset running phase. And I was very slow, but I was very proud of myself that I could run. And one day I left the front door of my house. I ran around the little lake that I live by. And then I ran home, and I ran the whole way. And I remember thinking, it doesn't get any better than this. So, which was amazing, considering I wasn't a smoker at that time. But, I didn't mention this. And this is total cheer bait. I had my 19-year anniversary of quitting smoking on the 17th. St. Paddy's Day every year is a celebration of all things Irish and the fact that I don't smoke anymore. So pretty proud of that. Do I miss it? Sometimes. Why do you think, am I sending this card to Gina? Oh, you know what? I'm going to give one away and I'm going to send one. So how does that sound? Because I have another piece that I was working on. This one does not have the shine on it, but I can add that shine. So I'm still going to give this one away. Oh, Donna, congratulations to you. Yeah, it's a big deal. 24 years for Meandra. I mean, some of us who come from a different time, let's just say there is something to be said about parental supervision. Okay. Oh my gosh. That's really funny. There is something to be said about a helicopter parent. Okay, let's put this on the panel. Because, I was a really good liar as a kid. Gosh, the things. Look at all of you smoke-free people. I'm so proud of you. Joan. You know what? And those of you who have been under the thumb of nicotine, it's hard. It's a hard one. Okay, let's pop this down. I am going to stand up. I am going to look straight down. Head is going to come in because I want that margin to be nice and tidy. Okay. 2 years, Alexander. See, that's great too, because Tina, that just, you know what? That is, trust me, I get it. That's why I love drinking my coffee so much, because coffee and eating and sugar are my only remaining vices. Am I chubby? Yeah. Was I a skinny smoker? Sure, because I'm like, should I have sustenance or should I smoke this cigarette? There was never, ever a debate. All right, we're going to glue these down now. Stephanie, you know what? I wish I could say the same thing. I quit when I was pregnant, both times, but like cold turkey, done. Found out I was pregnant, quit. But then when Aiden was 2, I started smoking again. I went to a wedding and I bought a pack of cigarettes, and my husband's like, you better be careful. I'm like, I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. And I smoked myself silly. Oh, hey, Mari, I just saw you pop in. Smoked myself silly that night, got totally sick the next day. And then a week later, I was back at the store buying another pack of smokes. So, I don't know. And then same thing, got pregnant with Cole. No sneaks, no nothing. And I swear to you, the day I was done nursing him, I went to the supermarket and bought smokes. I laugh because that's what addiction looks like. And, you know, I snuck around and I don't know that's the only regret that I have in my life. I wish I had never started. I will say that. I have no other regrets. Oh, and Kelly, I know vaping is hard. Someone I love very much vapes, and I know, and I give him a lot of support because it's like it's hard. It's hard to quit. And just because you do it doesn't mean you're a bad person. I was never a bad person. I just was addicted to a substance that lit up my brain and made me feel fantastic. And that's the only part that I miss. I actually told my daughter the other day, I was talking to her on the phone because they never knew they don't have conscious memories of me as a smoker because I smoked outside, and which is hard in Minnesota. Okay, I'm just going to say. And so they don't have conscious memories of me smoking, but Aiden remembers I would go take the trash out a lot, and I always had a cup of coffee with me. So, you know, it limited me. It limited me. And I had to hide it from everyone. I was a sneak smoker, and that sucks. When you're a sneak smoker, yeah. So there was some liberation from quitting, but you know, we've lost family members to addiction, and it's no joke. I don't mean to bring all this down, but it's just, you know, I guess my point today, and here I'm just going to adhere the bottoms. I don't care. I want this to kind of be free. You never know what someone's going through, you know? You never know what someone's story is. And I try to remember that even when I'm disappointed in someone's behavior or I don't agree with someone. I try to remember that nobody's story is yours. You know, you're not walking in anyone's shoes. And to give a little grace to people, you know? I think that's not a bad idea. Okay, so now all we're going to do, okay, so as we talk about design, here's why I wanted this extra little branch. And I need a foam square here, so this has some balance. But I wanted to have this be more than just a single strand because these elements now are providing balance for each other at the base of this card. And the single stem would have been pretty. In fact, I'll show you. Let's just pretend that we just do a single, because this is one I did the other day. Do I have that greeting? Yeah, I did a greeting. You know, you could have done something like that. That'd be pretty. Actually, that's not bad at all. This could have been just single like that. That's actually really pretty too. I just thought it needed a little more, you know? And that's something you have to play with. Before you start gluing things down, you know, you just, oh, is Andy here? Andy, look who's in my office with me. Andy sent this to me. I just love it so much. That and my potato stickers. I'm gonna keep my potato stickers out so that you guys can see them. I don't know where to put them yet. But you know how much I love potatoes. Anyway, that's not about design. That's about potatoes. But see, you could do this either way. They're both elegant. They're both very simple. It's 6 of 1. And actually, even when you see this without a mat, look at this. You know, if you put this on a white note card popped up, that's a whole different look too. And that's a look that I tend to do a lot more because I always look for what can I take away? What can I take away from the design? And that's something as well that is not going to be everyone's cup of tea because I think we have things and we have different styles. It's fine to add some more things in. So let's do that. Let's add something shiny. I need a foam square for that. And I think it needs to be, oh, well, that just came right off on my finger. This is a really simple, elegant card. Maybe I will regret not tacking that down, but I don't think so. I kind of like how it pops up like that. But now if I put my, oh, yeah, you know what? I did that wrong. Let's get, I'm going to take this off for a second. I do like that you can take foam squares off if you're not loving them, if you get them off quickly. I just tore a little paper, but that's okay. Let's see if this works with the thinner foam square because this needs to have, there we go. This needs to have the same support on either side. I think that looks great. Okay. Oh, also, you know I'm a big fan of these T-squares because I have one that I've used for a really long time and I did suggest to Simon a long time ago, we should have a 2-square, but Gina has one now, and it's beautiful. It has way more measurements on it, and you get it in the kit, which is really cool. But also keep in mind, when the kit, let's do a little glue. I put glue on so I have a little more float time. Once the kits sell out, they sell out, but also then all of these things get released into her store because sometimes we don't have the funds to get all the things all the time. Although, as you know, the kits are a great value. So here we go. Right here, I can't fully use the thing because there's a descender, which is the part of the leather that dips down. But I can look at this, and I think I'm straight. Yeah. Oh, I could do it at the top. Oh, Cathy, you're so smart. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's cool. Don't forget, your greetings have 2 sides. And there we go. Now we're going to add something shiny to this, but I actually think what would look pretty with these tones, even though there is a split complement here, I think this would be really pretty with some silver sequins. So let's do that. Let's do that. See, fed you, Gina. You're going to be happy now, and I don't have to deal with your ire. I would love your ire though, because it's European. It's a whole different kind of ire. You know what I mean? Okay. I do like this card though, and again, this is a design that everything connects here in the center, right? We have our gestalt or gestalt, you can call it what you want. And all gestalt is, it's a theory in design that says the whole is greater than the parts, that all of these parts work together. I can't get you to flip over. Come on now, 50-50 chance, there we go, to create this unified whole. And that is something I do try to do on every card. Make sure that things are purposeful. If I am bringing in sequins, which I am, or, they're pearls, I want to make sure that they connect to the content, what we're looking at, in a way that makes sense. I'm not great at scattering them across a space. I always feel like when I try to do that, it just looks, for lack of a better word, not great. I was going to say dumb. But now here, ooh, now, I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now, but let's put a few down. I don't love that. I don't love that right there. Boy, I might only want 3 on here. I kind of want to see. These, by the way, I don't have linked in my description either. They're the ones from This Calls for Confetti. Yeah, you know what? This is not working for me. This is not, I'm not feeling it. Let's dig through and find a baby. Where are the babies? I need a baby. Is that the baby? Where are the babies? This is why, there you go. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not bad because there is a boop through the thing, but maybe just 3. Yeah. And maybe they're just not needed up there. Sometimes, here's the thing. If it doesn't work, if I feel it, if I'm taking this long, I know that it's not working. So I could take this. Let me take this off right now. And what if we just did the 3 simple at the bottom, connected here? I do, let me grab one that seems to be slightly, there we go. I like that size. That looks down a bit. The one thing is, always dig through your stash, because sometimes even the ones that are like medium sized, they can start to look, they're not all perfectly sized. Oh gosh, I'm flipping it again. This is just for a little shine. There we go. Okay. Oh, don't stick. Like that. Very, very simple, a little extra, and I kind of like it. I do like having multiple sizes, but these are the tiny, medium, large, and then of course these sets come with the extra large. So very simple, but it does add a little something. And when we do our quick design review, I just realized something. So let's do it. Let's boop it up. Boop. Boop. Getting higher. Boop. All right. That's the finished card project for today. So let's talk about design. See, if I were really fancy, I could have some cool fly-in that was like design review, design review. Trust me, now that I've said it, I'm going to work on that for next week. Okay, so let's zoom in a little and talk about our friend here. The thing that I like about just the 3 pearls, they offer shine, and this does have shine. It has shine because of that. Let's get a good one there. Because of that, there we go. See that? I mean, it's shiny. You're gonna have to close your eyes on that one. But it makes that connection between something shiny and something shiny. Of course, we have our split complement color scheme. Again, I keep calling it the wrong thing, but we have our green, we have our lavender, and we have our pink. They are tints as opposed to shades, the darker versions, but they are working. That's a color scheme. And when you look at it right here and go bing, bong, boom, you don't see it right away. And that's the beauty of color and working with different tones and varieties and shades and tints and all that good stuff. So we have a repetition of green leaves. We have repetition of the color black in the stamping and the matte. We have a nice bit of framing margin space, and this card has a lot of nice open space on it as well. This is white space. Now it is white because the note card is white, but white space does not have to be white. It's just any area that doesn't have a lot of things. And I just saw Terry Holata say, someday discuss focal point, please. And I would love to do that. In fact, maybe I'll talk more about that next week. Because when I think about cards, we have such a small space compared to right now. For example, I'm working on Scrapbooking Cards Today magazine. And when we do an article page, we have to think about what's the focal on the opening of this article, et cetera, et cetera. When you have more space, I think you have a little more to think about when we're doing cards. You know, so often how I try to achieve this focal point, there's not a lot going on, right? But it certainly is all here in the center. It's connected, it's grounded on a band. I think with cards, it is a more sophisticated thing. So I'm going to think about that because I think that would be a great thing to talk about in future things. Let's take a quick peek at the eagles. Oh, hi, Mama. I cannot tell you how much joy that brings me every week, every day, every minute. And while it was sad that she lost her baby, the one baby, the fact that we get to see a little bit of nature, I think reminds us that nature is big and we are just part of it, but we're a small part of it. And so let's just be grateful that we get to see the beauty of something like that. So that's all I have today. I will be shooting out. Oh, hey, Libby. See you there, my friend. I will be shooting out an email tonight talking about the new release and showing you the stamp set that I have. Tomorrow, I have a video coming for you, and it is about formula. I have a fun formula for cards. It's actually not so different. It's similar to what I did today, but it's a really easy 1, 2, 3, and I came up with a little mnemonic. I mean, it's not really a mnemonic. Okay, it kind of is, but look for that tomorrow. I think I'll probably post it in the morning sometime, maybe like 10 o'clock, 11. I'm not going to be doing a premiere because I've got a lot of deadlines to hit. And that's good. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. Again, if you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you. And if you have any questions, actually, you know what I'm going to do before we go? I'm going to go to the poll and I'm going to end the poll and see what it says. Well, it looks like there's a lot of all of the above. So I'm going to keep focusing on design going forward on my channel. I feel like 2025 is the year of design, and it's something that I know and love sharing, and hopefully sharing it in a way that is layman's terms, not super highfalutin up there and snobby, but really hands-on, practical for people like us who make cards. So thanks for watching, and I will see you back here with another card project soon. Now for real, I can say bye. Thanks so much for joining me today for my live stream. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a few more videos you might be interested in checking out. Thanks for watching and have a great day.